Hey, everybody, it's your hospitality friend Glenn here. And can you believe it? Alice is going to be here before you know it. An essential part of the event now is the Shatterproof Hospitality's Heroes Reception taking place. And can you believe it? They're going to be doing the eighth one already. This is such an important organization. And I want you folks to join me at this event this year. Very excited because they're going to be honoring Amanda Hite. You know her from STR. We have founder of Shatterproof, Gary Mendell, here as well. Amanda, congratulations. I know you put so much time and energy and thought on helping those that are struggling with addiction issues. So congratulations on everything you do for our incredible business.
Thank you.
So, what made you get involved in this story? I know I've heard your personal story before, but I thought the listeners might want to hear it as well.
Yeah. Well, gosh, a little over 10 years ago, Gary called and said, "Hey, we're doing this thing for Shatterproof," which I obviously knew Gary from the industry, but they were doing a rappel challenge out in cities to raise awareness and raise money for Shatterproof. So my very first rappel was in Nashville in like September of 2014 down the Omni Hotel. And Gary sort of got me hooked into the organization. Then, I got to learn more about the work Shatterproof was doing. I have a late brother who suffered from addiction, and Gary really became a personal resource for me. And it was about the work that they were doing to raise awareness just from a stigma perspective.
Yes.
Point of view, it made it a whole lot easier to be able to talk about your challenges when you're a family faced with addiction, when you have people that are helping kind of erase the stigma, but more importantly, the work. Gary and I today will talk about, I remember that one of the first conversations, Shatterproof was working to try to get laws passed so that EMTs could have Narcan on them. And you think about where we are today, 10 years later, like that's the work that Shatterproof does every day. And there's so much more in terms of education, but also legislation to help address the issues that we face with addiction.
And fortunately, Shatterproof has raised over $5 million since its inception 11 years ago, and they're poised to raise another $2 million this year. But it's a serious issue. We talk about this from time to time on the No Vacancy Live podcast. We just had on a guest for a big time executive from a major hotel corporation. You guys could look it up. I'm not here to mention his name today, but he was very forthright about his alcoholism addiction and how prevalent it is in our business. Gary, how are you feeling about the progress you have made with Shatterproof, breaking down the stigma, getting people to focus on their health over these past 11 years?
Sure. Thanks, Glenn, and thanks, Amanda. Just one clarification: the hotel industry, as you both said, has generously supported our work with over $5 million. In total, in the last 10 years, our funding has been over $150 million from just get our funders all over the country and different industries as well as government agencies. So, number one. Number two, let's talk about stigma for a second.
Yeah.
It is the biggest issue out there. 75% of the public doesn't think that addiction is a disease. 53% of the public think those with this medical condition have bad character.
Right.
35% of those with this disease are ashamed of themselves for having a medical condition, where they wouldn't be if they had diabetes or heart disease.
Correct.
That is a major issue, which is destroying people's lives. That shame and that stigma, that's so unjust. And just the way that it was changed and significantly reduced for those with HIV/AIDS, for those marriage equality issues, and many other social issues. We have taken on the challenge of doing so for those with this medical condition. And we're not significantly.
Yeah, I'm so glad that you point out that the stigma issue is still an issue.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, what was that, Gary?
Absolutely. And so we're getting that done all over the country, creating change. We're also creating change within the treatment system in the United States. less than 25% of those that are treated, less than 1/4, are treated with protocols that are based on proven research, unlike almost 100% for any other medical condition. We are changing that. We built a quality measurement system that measures the quality that treatment programs are delivering and giving that data to health insurers and federal agencies and state agencies to build better networks of treatment programs. That's changing the whole system.
Yeah, and that is
On and on and on of all the things
I've seen real progress, right? And I know that the hospitality industry struggles with this issue in a much greater percentage than other industries. I think it's one of those self-selecting things. People with this type of personality go into it, they meet other people, and it's very easy in our business to get into that partying can get out of control type of situation. Amanda, before we wrap up, what amazes me is there are so many great people in our business that I met after they dealt with their substance abuse issues, and you would never know, right? I think that doubles down on the fact that there is a stigma with it. How do you see that?
Yeah, I mean, that's certainly a small role I can play helping to support Shatterproof is, telling my personal story that my family's dealt with my entire life and, really look that this is a disease that is, doesn't really pick and choose. You don't have a real control over it. And just being able to be more open about it, share the experience, share the resources, because, 10 years ago, 20 years ago, I didn't have the kind of resources that Shatterproof's help provide today.
Right. I want to thank you guys for being here. And one of the things that you folks out there could do is if you're going to Alice, you can get involved in the event. Go to shatterproof.org to learn more. But also on Thursday, they're doing a panel, Meet the Future, Shatterproof and the Impact of Giving Back. Our friend Jeff Higley is going to be running that. We've got Jeff Bellotti on the panel of Wyndham. Amanda's going to be there. Mark Hoplamazian is going to be there from Hite. Gary, of course, is going to be there. And our friend Julianne Smith with IHG is going to be there. You won't want to miss that. Get involved in this. Go to shatterproof.org. And I really hope to see you all